I forgot that this happened. I got a man fired from his job once, and I forgot that this happened. I'm gonna tell you guys, cautionary tale. My first car, bless her soul, I got her for like $1,500 and she lasted like 8 months. So now I'm 20 years old in the market for a car, researching cars endlessly until I narrow it down to 3. I know I want one of these 3. I just gotta test drive and figure out which one I like the most. I go to Toyota, test drive a car. Cool. I go to Honda, test drive a car. Cool. I go to Kia. A man walks up to me, he's like, hi. And I'm like, hello. He's like, what would you like? I was like, I would like to test drive this car. And he's like, no. What do you mean? Oh, you can look, but you can't touch. I can't touch the car? Not until you buy it, which is really confusing because I've been touching cars all day and I haven't bought one yet. I said, fuck that, left, but came back the next day with my dad because I wanted to test something, just a little theory I had. I stay in the car, my dad gets out, walks up to the same car salesman and is like, oh, and he's like, hi, and he's like, I would like to test drive this car. And this little man is like, yes, sir, of course, yes, let me go get the keys for you. This guy comes back from getting the keys to find that my dad is no longer there and it's just me because I'm the one buying the car. He's not interested, he doesn't want to test drive. I want it, me, hi, can I do that? This man's brain glitched. Whole mood switches. He's back to no touching. Penis touch only, women no touch. His manager then walks up and is like, what is going on? And I couldn't just not tell him what was going on. So that's a story of how I bought a Honda Civic and got somebody fired. I have 2 Great Danes, okay? Astro and Nova. Mr. Astro Butt doesn't have his balls anymore, and he had to get a gastroplexy because Great Danes are susceptible to bloat. Both surgeries happened at the same time, and it costed about $3,000, which I thought was fine because I had pet insurance with Pets Best. They sent me back $65. It didn't even cover his pain meds. Nova here, when she was just a little baby puppy, ended up overeating because she got into her brother's food and actually got bloat. She tried to throw it up, which didn't work. She just inhaled this vomit, which caused a lung infection, and she got pneumonia and had to spend 5 days in the animal hospital. Picking up a $7,000 vet bill, which sucked to put on my credit card, but I had Pets Best, who guaranteed a 90% reimbursement. They didn't even notify me that the claim was finished. I had to call and ask what's up, and they were like, oh yeah, we're not paying for any of that. Reason they gave me for him was that it was a non-emergency surgery, and the reason they gave me for her was because of a waiting period for medical emergencies. So I ended up paying about $10,000 out of pocket plus $3,000 to Pets Best insurance, which doesn't make sense because they're not insurancing, and I just would have saved so much money and heartbreak by never getting their insurance in the first place and just paying out of pocket, you know? And I've messaged other people who have like worked with Pets Best, and they're like, yeah, wait a minute, all my claims never seem to go through. So I genuinely think this company is scamming people. Please don't give them your money. If anybody out here has actually good pet insurance, please let me know because I feel like they're gonna need it. You know, Great Danes, they always have like issues. I need it. Help, please. I'm going to turn these thrifted clothes into a fit for a New Year's rave I'm going to. I'm going to start off by cutting the jacket because it's way too long and then spray painting all these little designs on it. It was only like $15, so I don't really mind doing it to this. I think it looks cool. I also found these jeans. I'm going to spray paint those as well just so everything kind of coordinates a little bit better. Same thing with these boots that I found. But yeah, this is what the fit looks like. I think it looked pretty sick. This is my sister. I kind of just noticed that we're matching. But yeah, we get there, and it's the most people I've ever seen in my life, you guys. It was also robots versus alien theme. Everybody's giving out candies. Everybody was so cool. And I don't, like, usually go to raves. Like, it's not my kind of music. But the whole thing was really a vibe. And I kept seeing signs, too. Like, signs that I wouldn't necessarily want to see for 2023, but signs nonetheless. And then it started raining. Like, pouring rain, puddles everywhere. But somehow, we still managed to have, like, this cute little countdown moment. I adore this. And I hope you guys' 2022 was amazing, and somehow I hope 2023 is even better. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching.
When I was 18, I was so desperate to move out of my foster house that I went on Craigslist and looked for a new place to live, and I found this dude who really wasn't that weird. Like, the only thing was that he was a part-time shrimp farmer, which I looked past and moved in with him. Honestly, like one of my best roommates, until the day that I came home from a long day of classes about to go get ready for work, and the front door is just wide open, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I call his name, no answer. We didn't live in a good area, and I was like, shit, like somebody broke in. So I pull out my pepper spray, and I slowly, like, walk into the house, and I peer into the living room. There were 25 cats just sitting there looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and they're looking at me, and I kind of like move, and they'll scatter, just run out of the house. I lock the door. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm about to call him, and I hear like a like bang on the front door, and so I open it, and it's just this girl with boxes, and she's like, why'd you shut the door? What do you mean, why did I shut the door? There was an army of cats in here, and well, I'm moving in. What? I'm your roommate's girlfriend. I'm moving in. He didn't tell me you were moving in. I don't know if I should let you in. But I did, and that was like such a weird fucking day. But not as weird as the day like a week later when she comes up, the new roommate girl knocks on my door at like 1:30 in the morning and asked me for a threesome. But that's a story for another time.
I'm invited to a couple of events next month that are like fancy, like really fancy. So I had to go and buy a new suit. This is one of the ones that I ordered that looks super fucking cool, like this purple velvety color. This is blue. I'm about to fix this shit or completely ruin it. Just gonna fill a bucket up with hot water. It says to add a little bit of liquid dish soap and then like a lot of salt. Wish me luck. Alright, I got gloves on and I'm just gonna add the whole bottle. I really want this to work. Alright, now the scary part. I'm just gonna put the suit in the fucking okay. Oh god, please fucking work. Please work, I beg of you. Oh fuck, it's in. The suit is in the fucking bag. So the suit keeps wanting to float the top, so I'm gonna have to sit here for like the next 15 minutes holding it down. Rounding the shit. Okay, it's also saying to add like a tablespoon of some citrus acid. So we're just gonna pour that in. This is a good sign, right? Well, that did not work at all. At all. I'm gonna have to go order a new fucking suit. So I sprained my ankle again in quite possibly the dumbest way that I've ever done this before. I'm gonna try and leave this fancier pimple patch on because it's like deeper in there. I didn't really sleep that well, so I decided that I was gonna try and take a nap on the couch. But my Great Danes are taking up the majority of the couch, so I'm like in this fetal position, which is fine. I take my nap, it was great. I wake up after like an hour to my dogs on top of my legs, so my foot fell asleep. But I really have to pee, so I move them and try to get up. My foot was so asleep, it was as if it like wasn't even there. It didn't exist. So I placed this non-existent foot down, and it kind of just like my ankle kissed the floor. I hear a pop. I fall to the ground and I'm just like writhing in pain. And to make matters worse, my foot decided to wake up. All the blood just rushed to it, so I get that like pins and needles feeling, which is just excruciating. I'm screaming louder. So now for like the 13th time in my life, I'm wearing a splint and I should use these crutches, but that feels a bit dramatic, but never using them is probably the reason I keep hurting myself. So there's a few different levels and different body language tells to see if someone doesn't like you. Level 1 is contempt. Somebody in the early stages of disliking you is going to show a lot of micro expressions that'll break the mask they're trying to wear. Be a lot of like drifting eye contact, a lower lip curl, and definitely a downward flick of the eyebrows. Level 2 is annoyance. If somebody's made it to this stage, their head might face you in conversation, but the rest of their body won't. And they're gonna answer your questions with questions, but not like get to know you questions, like shut the conversation down questions. And when you talk to them, they're gonna raise their eyebrows, which is usually a good sign, but mixed with a lip press and a sarcastic head nod. Level 3 is hatred. If somebody hates you, you should know, but a lot of people are bad at being upfront with their words, so you'll notice that this person's like really expressive when talking to other people, but then when they get to you, it's just a dead, cold pin, intimidating stare, maybe even hiding their lips a little bit, but you might not even get that. A lot of people just like to act like you're not there and avoid eye contact. I just got a very large box from TikTok, and I have no idea what it is, but I'm excited. It's a countdown little advent calendar to 2023. It's literally November 21st. I can't even open the first one yet, but I'll see you in a sec. All right, day 1. What do we got? Is it a spoon? Day 2. The little like Tik Tok stickers. Day 3 is a headband. 4. It's an air freshener, and it smells like Christmas. Day number 5. Ah, yeah. It's a little Tik Tok like makeup bag. Day 6 is a little keychain koozie. Day 7 is kind of large. It's a little Tik Tok coaster. Oh, Tik Tok countdown week 1 is done. I really want to open up the rest of them right now, but I think I'm going to have a little bit more self-control and give you guys a part 2 next week. So, yeah. Thank you, TikTok. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Meh. Okay, here's round 2 of trying to dye this blue suit purple. Hot water in the bucket. A purple dye packet into the water of bucket. Bucket of water? Shit. I'm gonna add this chemical that's like a intensifier. Oh my god, please. Please turn that into that. That did you dip it? Ah! Oh god. Oh, I forgot to wear gloves. It says to leave it in here for like an hour, but stirring frequently. So, wish me luck. It's been a few days of me just like repeating that process a few times. But it worked, and I want to give you the full experience, so just, I'm gonna go put it on. Look how good it turned out! Like, this is purple! This is the color that I wanted! I'm going to the Magic Castle right now, feeling like a little prince. Also, the pants leather. Yeah. Did you just bite my suit, boy? Why are you growling at me? Anyway, it worked. Purple suit. As somebody who has 11 siblings, here are some of the best parenting hacks I know. Learn to say thank you when they do something good, and I'm sorry when you eventually make a mistake. I promise you, you're gonna gain a whole lot more respect from them than the whole I'm the parent, you're the child routine. Take a Sharpie and write your phone number on the inside of their shoe. That way, if they ever get lost, somebody has a way to contact you. If you're taking them to someplace like a water park where they're not gonna be wearing shoes, get like a temporary tattoo with your phone number instead. Experiences are better than things. Be careful with your phrasing. If you ask your kid if they want a hot dog for dinner, they have the option to say no. Instead, ask them what they want on their hot dog for dinner, giving them the illusion of choice. Tell your kid right from the start that if they don't brush their teeth well enough, they're gonna fall out. That way, when their baby teeth start coming out, you'd be like, well, you just didn't brush good enough. They're gonna take care of those adult teeth. If you regularly have to leave your house like for work or something, okay, leave treats around before you go. That way your cat isn't anxious for you to leave. They're more excited for the little treasure hunt. Cats love boxes because it makes them feel safe. They have this idea that they can see everything, but nobody can see them. Even if that box isn't real. Cat hierarchy is simple. If they regularly place themselves above you, they think they're in charge. You should really read up on cat body language because their way of showing affection or anxiety is completely different than other pets. So like if they knead on you or rub their faces on you, that's their way of showing affection. Or if they like slow blink at you while maintaining eye contact, that's their way of giving you a kiss. And if you do it back, they might just do it again. Reason just... Cats don't see the person that feeds them as their owner. They just see them as the feeder. So if you want your cat to see you as the owner, you have to train them. The issue is, humans can be trained just as easily, and the cat usually wins. Today is National Girlfriend Day, and even though I have a boyfriend, they're non-binary, so I think it's perfectly acceptable for me to try and do something cute for them. So I have a pen, and I have paper, and I'm gonna write this motherfucker a love letter. I think it needs to be more than that. I'm very bad at expressing what's going on up here, but I have to try. We got a draft. Another draft. How do I tell this person that I just love them so much? Do you guys have any ideas? I think they're working out their own thing. Okay, I think I got a final draft here. I just have to put it on nicer paper and like write neater. I did it and they're on their way. Do I just like give it to them? Like if I don't have any perfume, would it be weird to spray some Febreze on it? Hey, you have a crush on somebody? Yeah? Okay. Do you want them to like you back? Yes, of course. Never say these things. Don't ask them why they don't or why they rarely reply to you, okay? People got things to do. If they don't text back, it doesn't mean they don't like you, but they definitely won't like you if you look all needy and shit. Don't bring up your ex, or even worse, their ex. They're not in the picture anymore. Why are you talking about them? Don't tell them who they should and shouldn't be with, okay? You have a crush on this person, but they might go on a date with somebody else. Don't tell them that that person sucks. You suck. Don't tell them that you stalk their social media, okay? We all know everybody does it, but bringing it up is weird. Don't ask them if they like you more than everybody else, because then they're gonna have to sit there and think about who they know, and you might not be the coolest one. Let me know if I should make a video on things that you should say. Here are some of my favorite psychology tricks that I know work because I use them. If somebody's feet are pointed towards you in a conversation, that means that they're interested and content in the conversation. But if they're pointed away, not so much. And you can use this in a big group to tell who likes who. If you're talking to somebody who's known to lie and manipulate, you can get them to not do that to you by, instead of making eye contact, just stare at their forehead slightly above their eye line. This is gonna make them uncomfortable and subconsciously intimidated. If somebody is just being an asshole to you, try to remain calm and silent for at least 4 to 5 seconds before responding, because their brain is going to perceive that silence as rejection, and they're going to dig themselves into a deeper hole by being unnecessarily upset. If you're playing games or a sport against somebody, ask them how they're playing so well. This is going to get them to think about it, out of their flow zone, and they're going to play worse. One way to get somebody to like you is to get them to do small favors for you, and the easiest way to do that is by adding real quick to the end of the question, like, hey, can you kiss me really quick? Somebody's riding my ass. I don't brake check them because that's dangerous. What I like to do is hit the windshield wiper fluid. That way it flies back and hits them and lets them know they're way too fucking close. Or I like to give them a thumbs down as they pass by me because it hurts a little bit more than just flipping them off. And if you ever get into your car and it's just way too hot because it's been sitting in the sun, the quickest way to cool it off is to roll down one side window and with the other side, just pump the hot air out. It takes less than a minute. You're driving in an area with a lot of stoplights. Usually most of those lights are programmed to where if you're going the exact speed limit, you'll only hit greens. Speed limit's 40 right now, so I'll go 40. There's 1, 2, 3. I even got the green arrow. I thought I was the only one. No, I didn't. This deep under the skin itch happens for a couple of reasons. Most common of which is allergies. And a lot of people say that this usually happens right after they do the dishes. And to that, I say maybe try getting a different soap or doing your dishes with gloves on because the hot water can dry your hands out. Another reason is your nerves are just really fucking weird. Like all the nerves that you have in your like whole leg, okay, can be condensed down into the nerves in your hand. So let's say you get an itch on like your pinky finger. Your brain isn't like, oh, my pinky finger itches. It kind of just like sends the signal to the general deep skin. They say it could also be related to complex motor tics, but unless you have other tics going on, you probably just touched something you're allergic to. I know it can be kind of hard to recognize it when you're in the thick of it, but here are some signs your mental health is getting worse. You're losing interest in things that used to make you really happy. Your sleep schedule isn't a schedule at all. Life is overwhelming, yes, but it seems like lately every minor inconvenience is just too much to handle. You don't have any impulse control, you're just reacting off your first gut instinct. You're having a really hard time staying grounded. Life seems to be happening a lot up here, like through your eyes, rather than experiencing it throughout your whole body. And if you relate to any of these things, I can make a part 2 on how to start to get yourself back, but I do recommend reaching out to somebody you love and opening up a little bit. Okay, so a couple signs a guy's attracted to you is when he's talking to you, he's going to touch his chin, his beard, whatever, because it brings attention to his face. When he's listening to you, he's also going to have his lips like slightly parted, smiling hopefully. He's also going to do these like half blinks because he's really focusing in on what he's looking at, and his nostrils might even like flare a little bit. And you're going to notice that his shoulder, like one of them's going to drop down towards you. Some signs a girl likes you is she's going to try and steal glances, hold eye contact for a sec, and then look away. And like looking away or up is but looking down down is really good. She also is going to have a really irregular blinking pattern. She's going to be blinking like crazy. She might even touch her jewelry or her hair because it's a soothing behavior, but it also brings attention to the face. And when she's listening to you or looking at you, she might raise her eyebrows a little bit. And it's a really good sign if when she's talking to you, she has her head turned a little bit. My dad was a beekeeper, so here are some of the honey hacks that I know. Next time you get a pimple, take some raw, unfiltered honey and put it on it and then cover it with a Band-Aid overnight. By the time you wake up, it'll be completely gone. And if you do this honey mask consistently, if you have any acne scars, those will start to disappear too. If you want to take care of some split ends, you can put a little bit of honey on them or a mixture of honey, coconut oil, honey, olive oil. Put it on the split ends. You'll wake up in the morning, they'll be so smooth and moisturized. A little bit of honey can also be a cure for some chapped lips and make it easier. I haven't tried it, that's just what I've heard. If you ever have to measure out honey, put some oil inside the measuring cup. That way when you put the honey in, it won't stick to it and it'll just fall right out. Honey doesn't go bad, so if it ever hardens up on you, just put it in some boiling water, it'll soften right up. Hey, do you have any chapstick? No, I don't, but I learned in this survival book that you can just use the grease around your nose as a substitute. What do you mean the grease? Oh my god. Oh man, I just jumped in the pool. I got water stuck in my ears. Oh yeah, same thing happened to me. Just tilt the ear that's more full, like down towards the ground. Now jump, but land on your heels with your knees locked. How the hell? Hey. What? Before I leave, do you want anything from the store? I had the music on way too loud and my ears are ringing. What? I swear to take your palms, put them on your ears, and then with your fingers tap the back of your skull. I don't understand how that worked. If your dog ever gets out of the house and starts running away, instead of chasing it, you should run in the opposite direction to get them to chase you instead. Dogs don't understand the concept of a mistake. So if you ever accidentally step on their paw, they just think you did it on purpose. Hello. If your dog ever initiates contact with you by resting their head on you, placing their paw on you, bumping into you, it's a sign that they love you and they're happy. And I really do think more dog owners should read up about dog body language because yawning doesn't mean they're tired. It's an anxiety sign. Same thing if you start petting them and they lick their lips. They don't want to be pet, or if they shake, they're stressed out. When dogs start going deaf, they don't understand that they can't hear anymore. They just think you stopped talking to them. Maddie is taking me on a tour of their hometown.
I just crashed my mom's car. I don't know. This is the Starbucks. The Target.
The elusive Target.
The Starbucks inside the Target.
Wow.
And that's my little elementary school.
You go down that slide?
Yeah, all the time. That's the library. I didn't spend too much time there.
Oh, that's a really cool view for a movie theater.
Yeah, this is town center. This is where everybody would go on the weekends, except for me.
If you're somebody who's still in school, you need to know these hacks. If you ever have to research something that's kind of complex, just delete this EN dot and type in simple dot, and Wikipedia will dumb it down for you. And if reading in that format ever just gets too difficult, you can always type in the subject you need to learn about, followed by file type :PPT, and a bunch of different PowerPoint presentations on the subject are gonna pop up. I swear to God, if I ever see any one of you spending money on a textbook, I will crawl through this screen and beat your ass. Type in the name of the book your teacher's trying to get you to buy, followed by file type :PDF, and the whole textbook will just appear for free. After 10 years of smoking, I decided that it's finally time for me to quit. I've been using this Ripple stick, which has helped me out a lot, but on day 8, I woke up to my ribs just being so sore. I didn't even realize this was a symptom of withdrawals. I was legit questioning if I forgot about falling down some stairs. My headache has been persistent, although not as intense as last week, and my insomnia has gotten a little bit better. I've been able to go to bed before midnight. It's getting out of bed that's become the new challenge. I was using weed to help with my depression, and now that that's gone, this has come back. If I didn't have these cute, adorable dogs whose lives depended on me, I would not have gotten out of bed. But getting to day 14 is just an exciting accomplishment for me. I feel more motivated every day that this is something I can actually stick to. And my dad saw my video and decided he's going to quit smoking too. So at least I know I inspired one person. I just wanted to come on here again and say thank you guys for all your support you've given me the past 2 weeks. It really does mean a lot. I hear within the next week or so, my sense of smell and taste should improve. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD until I was 21 years old. The thought never even crossed my mind. That wasn't until I got on TikTok and I was like, man, why is all this ADHD content so relatable? And when I finally got assessed and went and told my family about this new discovery I made, they were like, oh, you didn't know? Nobody told me! So to make sure that situations like that don't happen as often, the telehealth platform Done has experts on ADHD that make everything so easy with their 30-minute diagnosis appointment. ADHD is just done differently with Done. It's convenient because it can be done in the comfort of your own house. It has continuous personalized support because they actually take the time to get to know you, and it's affordable at only $1.99. But if you use my discount code, it goes to $99. Half off. Embrace ADHD and make it a strength with Done. Here's some things you can do with your body after you die that seem way cooler than just being put into a box into the ground. For just $250, you can get your ashes put into tattooing for somebody else to get you in their body. You can also get put into a firework for about $1,000. I considered this one for a long time until I realized that everybody on the ground watching would just be like inhaling me. You can get yourself turned into a diamond for just $3,000. Or for $4,000, a vinyl record and just become like the most ultimate playlist. For about $5,000, you can become a coral reef and grow into a thriving ecosystem for a community down below the sea. For just $10,000, they can put your body inside one of these tree pods and you can grow into a tree. My personal favorite is the $12,000 option of getting your ashes sent to the moon. Before you're like, no, Jayus, that's too expensive. Just remember that the average cost of a funeral is $9,000. Oh, Bella, make sure you do those dishes like I asked. I am. Don't give me back talk. Give me your phone. Hey, go take the trash out. You got it, Mom. You can count on me. Go take the trash out to the dumpster. Okay. Oh, did somebody spill? That's okay, sweetie. Look, I got a towel. Go clean it up. I didn't spill it. What is with this back talk from you? You know, I'm keeping your phone for another week.
Big for well, I'm a member. Yeah. Leave a hot cold like December. What?
So you know how when you're hungry, you eat and you're not hungry anymore? Or you're tired, so you sleep and you're not sleepy anymore? Or you have an itch, so you scratch it and you're not itchy anymore? Your brain has a way to satisfy all the feelings that you're feeling, except for when you think something's cute. Okay, so this is where cuteness aggression comes in. You see a puppy and you're like, oh my God, cute puppy. So you pet the puppy, you snuggle with the puppy, you play with the puppy. But the puppy is still super fucking adorable and your brain doesn't know how to handle it. So it tells you to squish it, to kill it, so it's not cute anymore. Satisfying the feeling. Isn't that weird? Girl, you better chill out before I fucking murder you. Marijuana is addictive. No matter what anybody tries to say or tell you to convince themselves, it is. So after 10 years of smoking, I've finally been able to acknowledge this and decide that it's time for me to stop. The first 3 days were definitely the most difficult. I had this constant excruciating headache that wouldn't go away no matter how much water I drank, and my appetite was non-existent. I was trying to force myself to eat and it just wasn't happening, and my insomnia that I thought I had beaten a year ago came back. There's me watching the sunrise, and my energy level was just on the floor. I couldn't get through any of my workouts, and that was extremely frustrating for me. And I was also just really irritable. Like, every little thing was setting me off. Here's my dogs trying to cheer me up after I was crying about a mess that they had made. Today's day 7. Feeling better, but not great. But I do appreciate all your guys' support on my original video announcing that I'm gonna quit. So yeah, I'll keep y'all updated on this journey. Sometimes I wish I was a man, but not because I want to be a dude, okay? Gross. I really just want your guys' 24-hour cycle instead of this 28-day one. Because last week, I was great, okay, on top of the world. But because I'm on day 17 of 28, means my estrogen has gone and my progesterone's gone, woo! So I feel like jello right now. I don't want to work out. I really just want to cry, but it's not even like PMS week, which means it's only gonna get worse from here. Imagine waking up every day though and feeling the fucking same. I don't think guys understand that it's not the same. My brother handed me a drink and he wants me to drink it, but before I do, I just want to like show you guys what this is so the reaction makes sense.
I get ice.
Ice.
Red raspberry syrup. Canada Dry. Something that tastes like Sprite.
Ginger ale tastes like Sprite?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use half and half or milk. So,
Milk in the soda?
Yeah. Yeah. So, half and half.
Y'all are too
is
excited
better.
about this. Okay.
Then you put in.
Oh.
It's the dentist special. Sweet.
Then sit and drink it.
Why is that good?
Enjoy.
Tickle me shock. Small talk is stupid and boring, and if another person asks me what I like to do for fun, I'm gonna lose my shit for fun. Okay, so here's some better questions to have more meaningful conversations. Just dive headfirst in and ask somebody what their biggest regret is. You're gonna learn a lot. On the flip side, ask somebody what the most hurtful thing somebody's ever said to them was. Shit gets dark. Would your 13-year-old self like who you are right now? Mine wouldn't. I was holding on to some deep internalized homophobia. If money wasn't a factor in anything, what would you be doing? My all-time favorite question to ask is, what is something people assume about you that isn't true, but you wish was? Gives you a really big insight on how this person views themselves. Facts that I wish I didn't know. While you're just scrolling right now, your tongue is most likely suctioned to the roof of your mouth. Memories can get passed down through genes, so that weird fear you have might be a fear that your ancestor had a reason to be afraid of. Most spiders shed an exoskeleton, so whenever you find like a dead spider, it's most likely just an empty husk and there's a slightly bigger spider somewhere nearby. In America, more kids die from gun violence than cancer, and toddlers kill twice as many Americans with guns than terrorists do. Dolphins have the capacity to kill themselves, and they do so by deciding to just not breathe anymore. They suffocate themselves.
All right, guys, you are coming with me to get my knees tattooed because that's something I decided to do today. Here I am checking out my knees, barren for the very last time my whole life. A little weird. Here's the stencil. Get a little sneak peek at what we're doing. And we just kind of, did it. There's the needle in my skin, hitting all the little nerve endings. I could feel the whole thing, and it did not feel very good. So he gave me this stress hand thing, which was nice, but it was right here. He was like, hey, the needle we're using is making this go really slow. We're going to have to use a bigger needle. So we did that. There's a bigger needle in my skin now. It was just, but it turned out so cool, But I get 2 tattoos every single time, so here's me going through that whole process. But I just love how everything turned out. What do you think?
You can mute your microwave by just holding down the 2 button for a couple of seconds. That way you can make food in the middle of the night without waking anybody up. So whenever you guys are making pasta or something, instead of like struggling to pour this through the strainer holding both, you could just put the strainer in the pot. Easy. Next time you go to grate cheese, don't go like this because it's frustrating and you're just gonna make a mess. Instead, turn the grater onto its side. The grater will catch all the cheese inside of there for you. Oh.
ADHD hacks that I wish I knew sooner.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me over. What do you want to do? Oh, I invited you over to be my body double for the day. What? Well, I was hoping that you kind of just sit there while I got some stuff done. So you just want me to sit here while you do stuff? Not help or anything? No, okay, just you being here is gonna help me out a lot, but you can help yourself to anything in the fridge. Why are all your condiments in the vegetable drawer, but your vegetables are in the condiment? Like, what are you doing? Well, if the vegetables were in the drawer, then it'd kind of turn into like a out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, and I would never use them. kinda makes sense, but it also kinda feels like a sin. I'm telling you, it works for me. Hey, don't put that down. What? Put it away. Oh, don't put it down. Put it away. Don't put it down. Put it away. Don't put it down. Put it away. I put my dogs outside because they knocked on the window and asked to, so I let them out happily, thinking they were just going to go to the bathroom. I turned and I see this. She could not have done that. Look at her tiny ass. You ran into the wall? That's his ass. That's your big ass fucking butt, dude. What do you have to say for yourself? He's like, let me in the house. No. I don't know how to fix that. Nova, please. I don't know how to. Oh, no. I learned something from my therapist today that I really wish I would have known sooner. So I'm going to tell you because I think the whole world would benefit from this knowledge. If a child feels a lack of love from their father, they're going to have low self-esteem and an emotional imbalance and constantly looking for love wherever they can find it. And if a child feels a lack of love from their mother, they're going to have anger, communication, and trust issues. And if a child feels a lack of love from both of the parents, they're going to have all of those symptoms, plus the added feeling of confusion and feeling unlovable until they get their shit figured out. Here's some ways to respond to common mind games that people play on you. If someone is giving you the silent treatment, ignore them until they cave. If you're dealing with somebody who's using a lot of negative humor, especially towards you, just smile and ask them questions. Have them clarify. Literally put the spotlight on them and their awful jokes. If somebody's gaslighting you, like actually gaslighting, making you question your reality, just disengage and walk away. If somebody is projecting their insecurities on you, don't take the bait. Recognize that this conversation isn't about you, it's about them, and you don't have to partake in it. If you think somebody is pretending to be ignorant, just take them at their word for it, but make sure that you're judging them based on their actions and not their intentions. If somebody tries to guilt trip you, respond with empathy, but man, just trust your gut. 80% of what we perceive as taste actually comes from smell. Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, all sensations that you've experienced on your tongue, but the actual specifics of a flavor come from the nose. That's why these air up bottles work so well at changing the flavor of water without changing the water at all. These little pods have so much smell in them that when you pop them on and then pop it up for it to work, your brain perceives it as the water changing flavor when it's really just flavored air. I've been drinking so much water since getting one of these and it feels great. So if you're interested in trying Air Up for yourself, just click the link in my bio. The best foods you need to be eating next time you get sick. Garlic has been shown to reduce the severity of cold and flu symptoms, and if eaten regularly, it can decrease the number of sick days you overall have. Just make sure you eat it raw. Speaking of raw, honey has so many antibacterial properties and it's the best way to soothe a sore throat. Same thing with lemons, okay? These things are also packed with vitamin C. Onions are also a great way to clear out your sinuses. You don't even necessarily have to eat it, you just have to cut it up. Watch the magic work. But by far, the best thing to eat when you're sick, some spicy food. I get chilies, this is like the hottest that I can handle, but like, just do it. Did you know that the way you sleep can tell a lot about your personality? The fetal position. Many people, including myself, sleep this way because it offers a sense of safety. Those who favor curling up like a baby tend to be really sensitive but project a tough exterior. The log. Sleep specialists say that if this is your favorite way to sleep, you're probably really easygoing, social, and relatively trusting of others. The uriner. This is similar to log sleepers in the sense that you have a really open nature, but you're more cynical and not as gullible. The soldier. If you sleep on your back with your arms to your sides, you're more likely to wake up refreshed. You hold yourself to high standards, and when asked, you probably say that you sleep this way due to medical benefits. Except your snoring probably annoys people. The free faller. This is the worst position to sleep in, but if you prefer it, you're more likely bold and highly sociable, but you don't have the thickest skin when it comes to taking criticism. The starfish. You're known to be more selfless, even though everybody kind of thinks you're a bed hog. The pillow hugger. To be cozy and cuddle, and you hold high value to close personal bonds, and you cherish your relationships over everything else. The thinker. If you sleep on your side with one hand under your chin so it looks like you're lost in contemplative thoughts, it signals that you have high emotions. You live life on an emotional roller coaster, and it keeps the people around you on their toes. The stargazer. This is one of the least popular sleeping positions because it's one of the most vulnerable. If you sleep like this, you're really happy, easygoing, and sure of who you are. Fully covered. If you sleep completely under the blankets 100% of the time, you're afraid of taking risks and getting hurt. 1 foot out. People who sleep like this want one thing and one thing only, and that's comfort in all aspects of their life. Head over the edge. This sleeping position is tied with people who want to escape their day-to-day life and desperately want change. It also causes a lot of headaches. If you have a jar that is stuck, okay, I've given you guys a lot of different hacks to try and get this off, but if none of them seem to work for whatever reason, you can take a bottle opener, pop it off. A razor is going to last for like 5 to 7 shaves before the blades get dull and you need to replace it. But you can make it last like 5 times longer by just making sure you wipe out any of the hair that's in it and then having it soak in baby oil. If you have a visible hickey, first of all, smack the shit out of whoever did that to you. We're not in middle school anymore. Unless you are, then whatever. But if you don't want somebody to see this hickey, take a whisk and swirl it around on your skin for about 5 to 10 minutes. It's gonna break up all the blood that's stuck there on the surface and the bruise will go away. Here's some of the coolest websites that you need to know about. Emulatorgames.online. This website has a bunch of the old consoles, and let's say you wanted to play a Nintendo DS game, they have all the options right here to play right on the website. Woof.net. This website gives you the opportunity to travel the world in exchange for volunteer work in the agriculture space. Like, let's say I want to go to Portugal. I wouldn't have to pay for housing or food. I would just have to work for it. Onlinesequencer.net. It's this website where you can make insane pieces of music for free. Yeah. Go and text somebody that you have absolutely no plans with and ask them what their ETA is. Just add a little bit of panic into the routine for fun. Take a sticky note and write down, "Sorry, I scratched your car." No name, no phone number, nothing else. And then go put that on a car that you did not scratch. They're going to be freaking out all day. If you ever have 2 friends meeting each other for the first time, make sure you tell each of them separately that the other one is hard of hearing, so they're going to have to talk pretty loud. You're going to end up with 2 people just politely screaming at each other. Hey, you're not supposed to feel your organs? Your organs have nerve tissue, so you should be able to feel them technically, like, especially if there's pain. But because you've been in your body for longer than you can remember, you should be used to it. Like, astronauts, when they come back to Earth's gravity, feel a lot of nausea and discomfort because they can feel their organs again. What would happen if you were allergic to yourself? Well, this would be an autoimmune disease where your body, doesn't recognize your body, so it attacks it. And this allergy to yourself can affect all of you, your skin, lungs, stomach, heart, or brain. And I make other people allergic to me? Okay. It's out of your control and extremely rare, but yes, it is possible for you to be allergic to somebody else or for somebody else to be allergic to you. Your skin, hair, spit, and other fluids could all cause a reaction for somebody else. Next time you go to shake somebody's hand, instead of doing the traditional up and down, try going left and right. It never gets old watching their faces. You guys just go in a circle. I learned this one from a friend who works at a restaurant, but whenever you're out to eat with a group of people, make sure you only ask questions to the person that's still chewing. Whenever you go over to somebody's house for a party or something, make sure you bring some sort of object to leave there. It could be a tiny plant, maybe a TV remote you don't use anymore, some sort of weird statue, just anything that they would find and be like, what? So I was trying to talk to some of my family about the whole Roe v. Wade situation, and they think I'm crazy. They're calling me crazy because I think it's reasonable to say that everybody should have a right to control and choose what happens to their body. I personally think it's crazy that politicians think they know what's better for your life more than you do, what's better for your health more than your doctors do. I think it's crazy that when my grandma was my age, she had more rights than me 50 years later. It is insane to me that some people care more about a potential life than actual lives being lived. The only way to defend our rights is by taking action, and that starts with talking to your friends, family, and elected officials about this issue and emphasize how important it is to you, because if wanting bodily autonomy for everybody is crazy, call me crazy, I don't care. So I bought these shorts that I really like, but Maddie said when I put them on, it looks like I pissed myself. And I have not worn them since, because they're right. So I got a bucket and a bottle of black dye, and we're gonna fix this. I messed up, the water has to be hot. Dye. Yeah, here we go. Just get in there. Just drown. It also wants like half a cup of salt for some reason. Good luck. Here is the final result. What do you think? Is your school spying on you? I'd put money down and say that your school gave you a laptop to use for your studies. If so, open up Google Chrome on your computer and type in Chrome://policy. This is going to allow you to see what your admin, aka your school, has allowed on the device. If you open it up and there's nothing there, that is a good sign. But if some policies actually pop up, you're gonna wanna click these link out buttons to see what the policies actually mean. When you click on that, if there's anything related to video capture allowed or screen record allowed, your school is watching everything you do. I'd recommend covering that webcam. Here are some kids' toys that got banned for being too dangerous. This toy, called a Jibba Jabber. The object of this toy was to beat it up. It was pulled from the shelves after being linked to making kids want to strangle each other. Pokemon and Burger King partnered up and made these tiny keychain Pokeballs with no holes in it for like a child to breathe that might try to eat the toy, because that's what kids do. They just eat tiny things. Kids fucking died from these. Moon shoes were like these half buckets with rubber bands and Velcro to keep your feet attached to them. And it was capable of launching a child like feet into the air. So many kids broke their ankles and cracked their skulls because of these. I remember I got them for Christmas and then my parents immediately took them away. This Quick Click Polly Pocket set were tiny pieces of plastic with magnets embedded into them. Sounds yummy and definitely not like we're taking the trip to the hospital. I see so many videos about me saying that I'm way too loud, tons of comments being like, Jayus, why are you yelling at me? And I don't even like mean to. I don't think I'm that loud. Let's test it. I'm gonna light my hair on fire, 1 sec. I gotta make sure I'm not too like breathy with it. Like I wanna make sure it's actually the volume of the screen doing it. Here's some toys from your childhood that got banned. Barbie and Oreo did a little collaboration and made the Oreo Barbie. The black version of this Barbie was very quickly pulled off of shelves after people started pointing out that Oreo is a derogatory term. So not very many of these Barbies were made, and because of this, people have started selling them on eBay for as much as $300. The inflatable baby boat. Aqualeisure got recalled because this product, which is designed to keep babies from drowning, ended up drowning some babies because it was really easy for them to just fall through the leg straps, which is why a lot of the marketing for it nowadays shows the parent holding on to the child anyway. Razor scooters didn't get banned, but they probably should have. In 2001 alone, it sent over 110,000 kids to the hospital. In a decade, over 3.2 million. It's crazy to think that their next step was to add sparks and a motor to this thing, because that's a good idea. Hey, how did he get that bruise? I have no clue. Oh, just put this on it. A banana peel? Yes. Hold that on there for about half an hour and the bruise should look better, if not be completely gone. You should try brushing your teeth with your other hand. Why? Well, you'll reach parts of your teeth that you weren't cleaning before, and you're forcing your brain to work differently. Well, it's definitely harder. Why are you just eating peppers? I'm trying to lose weight. What? Yeah, spice tricks your taste buds into being more satisfied with smaller amounts. One of my favorite examples of civil disobedience is in 1979, Sweden classified homosexuality as an illness, and in protest, the people of Sweden would call into work saying they couldn't come in today. They were feeling gay. You want to give off psychopath vibes. Say high five to someone. Hey, good job. High five. Hey, thanks. But don't lift up your hand. When you're next to somebody at a stoplight, gesture to them to roll down their window, but as soon as they do, roll yours up and carry on. Correct someone on the pronunciation of your name, even if they're saying it right. Hey, good to meet you. My name's Isabella.
Oh, hi, Isabella.
Yeah, Isabella.
Isabella?
Isabella.
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 Isabella?
Isabella. Come on. You can do it. Let's. Everybody wants to know how I did this. They all want to be a part of the secret. So I'm going to tell you. Honestly, not even that difficult. You just have to grab your nearest keyboard, double click that space bar. I'm kidding. There's a... it's a harness. It really fucking hurts. Like, look what it's doing to my shoulders. That's insane. If you follow my boyfriend Maddie, they kind of leaked the secret before I could even post about it. My knees hurt. Yeah, magic. Oh my god, what do I do? I googled it and it said I could use super glue and a stick and pull it out. It's all hardened up, so I'm gonna try and heat it up to get it soft again. Then put it onto the phone and try to... It's on fire. I am here 2 days later to report that Google is a fucking liar. You shouldn't put hot glue or super glue anywhere near your phone. I just had to spend $700 to get a new charging port and screen because it fucked it all up. What a stupid, quick, expensive mistake. It's possible that your best friend might not consider you their best friend. You're not as nice as you think you are. Like, you're most definitely the villain in somebody else's story. Finding love isn't guaranteed in this life, and it's quite possible that the person that you might fall in love with one day in the future is in love with somebody else right now. I have always despised the whole glass half empty, glass half full debate because there's a clear answer here, and it's about initial conditions. This glass is empty. This glass is full. Half full, half empty. Anybody who argues otherwise isn't paying attention, and this isn't about water. Here's some things you can do with your body after you die that seem way cooler than being forced to wear formal wear in a box for eternity. You can become electricity. You just gotta make sure that somebody takes you to a crematorium that's able to convert the excess heat coming off your corpse into power. Your body alone would generate enough kilowatts to power 1,500 televisions for an hour. For just $120 a month plus $200,000, you can cryogenically freeze your body. Just for the hopes that one day humans will have the technology to bring you back to life. Like, you want to go through this again. If you're looking for a more budget-friendly option for just $99.95, you can float 30,000 feet up in the air by putting your ashes in a biodegradable balloon until it floats high enough that it freezes and pops, and your ashes are just scattered across the ozone layer that we all breathe.
Here are some of my friends' reactions to cutting off my hair.
No way, you did it!
I did it!
Oh my god!
Right?
Oh, it's like Rasputin.
Bailey.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Do you have a onesie? Oh my god! Oh my god! I like that.
I don't think you guys are ready. Everybody experiences time differently. There's actually 2 different ways that people say they perceive it, and to figure out which one you are, you just have to answer this question, okay? If I say the meeting on Wednesday got pushed forward by 2 days, what day is the meeting? If you said that the meeting is now on Monday, you have a time-moving perspective. But if you said that the meeting is now on Friday, you have an ego-moving perspective. An ego-moving perspective means that you see yourself moving forward through time, like sitting on a chair, rolling forward. The time-moving perspective means that you see yourself as stagnant and time is moving forward through you, like pulling the chair towards you on a rope. It's kind of crazy to think about, but I asked, is it appropriate to hit your kids as punishment? The people who weren't hit as kids made it pretty clear that no, it's not appropriate. I am worried for that 5% here, but it's the people who were hit as kids that seem a little bit more divided on the subject. And I just wanted to test something because this felt weird. I asked people if it's appropriate to hit their pets as punishment, and what do you know? 86% of people agree that that is not right. Everybody else probably shouldn't have a pet. I'm just confused why we can all agree that it's not okay to hit pets, but there's still this big chunk of people that think it's okay to hit kids, when they're the ones that can understand language and reasoning. I don't get it. Let me know what you think, because I'm curious. I even asked if it's appropriate to hit adults as punishment. The majority of people said no. What is going on? If you're planning on traveling abroad, never do these things. Going to anywhere in the Caribbean, don't wear camo. It's illegal for civilians to do so. If you're traveling to Greece, don't pack your high heels because you won't be allowed at any of the ancient sites because your shoes could damage it. In American culture, not tipping makes you an asshole, but in Japan, tipping makes you the asshole. Just don't do it. They're not going to accept it and it's going to be really awkward. If you're grabbing a bite to eat in China, make sure you don't finish all the food on your plate, okay? In our culture, it's a sign of oh, the food was really good. But in theirs, it's a sign of oh, I didn't give you enough food to eat and it can be considered rude. In India, make sure you're careful about which hand you're using because your right hand is used for eating food, greeting other people, but your left hand is used for wiping your ass or cleaning your feet, and it can be very insulting if you mix the two. Here's some secrets that hotels do not want you to know about. Everything at a hotel is negotiable as long as you're not rude. They're willing to do this because they think you'll leave a good review. Don't use the glass cups in your room. There are so many maid stories of them saying that they just use the same rag from the bathroom to make it look clean. Most maid staffs don't have a whole lot of time to clean each room. They usually just end up fixing the sheets and pillows, but they don't change anything unless it's the end of the week or if there's a visible stain. If you want a deep clean in your room, tip your maid. The best time to book a hotel is ASAP because prices always tend to go up, but if you're trying to book a hotel room at night, it's definitely going to be more expensive than trying to book it during the day because that's when most people are trying to get a room. And if you're booking online, make sure you clear your history after comparing prices for a little bit because websites will raise the prices if they see you're looking at their page for too long. If somebody is blinking a lot in conversation with you, this is a sign that they're thinking about something, possibly evaluating you. If somebody ever touches their neck, this is a signal that they're stressed out and want you to continue saying whatever it is you were saying. If somebody ever touches their forehead or blocks their eye line, they are ashamed of what you just said. They might disagree. They might even be uncomfortable continuing talking to you. So there was a little experiment done where they put different brands of AA batteries inside of a flashlight to see which one would last the longest. And it turns out that not all batteries are created equal. So the worst brand you could possibly buy are these yellow packaged Panasonic batteries. They only lasted 2 hours in the flashlight. Lasting only 2.5 hours were these Rayovac high energy batteries. The black Panasonics lasted around 3 hours. These Ever Ready Golds weren't all that ready, only lasting about 3.5 hours. Sunbeam came in at 4.5 hours. The CVS brand batteries lasted 5 hours exactly, while the Energizer Bunny batteries lasted 5 hours and 15 minutes. The Rite Aid Home brand lasted 5.5 hours. Costco's Kirkland batteries lasted about 5 hours 45 minutes, but lasting 6 hours and taking the trophy as the world's longest lasting battery is Duracell. I mean, why waste your money with any of these other brands, you know? The loudest word ever shouted was quiet! It is impossible to speak while breathing through your nose. Don't try it. Don't do it. What are you doing? I just said you can't do it. What are you doing? Getting angry when you hear other people breathing is called misophonia, and it's actually a brain disorder. I don't really like not knowing how things work, so when I saw that Olivia Alpert person literally floating and defying gravity, I knew I had to figure it out, and I think I did. This is harder than I thought. I'm gonna shit myself. They made a Cards Against Humanity filter. That game is so offensive. Why would anybody do? Well, it's a lot of options. Now I gotta Google that word? Fuck.
No!
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Life didn't give us lemons. They are not a naturally occurring fruit. Unlike you. They came to be when somebody cross-pollinated an orange with a citron. We gave life to lemons. That pain you feel from a sunburn is your skin cells committing suicide before they mutate into cancer. It's completely possible to become allergic to yourself. Your brain is the only thing keeping you from feeling your organs. How much of different foods and drinks would it take for you to consume before it kills you? Well, it would only take about 14 glasses of water before your kidneys were just like, nobody's ever done it before, but about 480 bananas would have enough potassium to just stop your heart. If you eat cherries, you know that sometimes you accidentally eat the pit, but it would only take 3 pits for you to die from cyanide poisoning. It would only take 24 tablespoons of salt for Mother Nature to be like, this person has had way too much sodium. If you were somehow able to take 14 shots of whiskey within an hour and not puke, don't. If you're feeling like you hate yourself, take a shower. If you're feeling like you hate everyone, try eating something. If you feel like everyone hates you, get some sleep. And if you're feeling like everyone hates everyone, put down the phone and go outside. Do this to me. Okay. I just wanted a haircut. You didn't have to cut off this much. It's bigger than my fucking lightsaber. I lost 25,000 followers because I posted this picture in a dress. I thought it'd be kind of cool to try it out, you know, like new character unlocked. And 25,000 people said, absolutely not, this is the final straw. I just played into my masculine energy too much the past few years that people saw this and just freaked out, because, like, my guys, I didn't even post all of the pictures from the photo shoot. Like, there are way more provocative ones. I think this means I have to go buy another dress and do this again. This is a little quick PSA to all those who like a clean-shaven feeling look down there. If you shave all of the hair around your donut hole, you won't be able to fart silently anymore.
This is a pickle picker. You use it to grab your pickle, take it out of the jar, and of course, eat it. Can you guys say pickle picker 3 times fast?
Pickle picker, pickle picker, pickle picker. This is a fork. Can you say fork? Wake up! No. You asked me to do this like 10 times. Here I am doing it. Summer has come and passed and you spent the whole thing sleeping.
He really puts the S in astronaut, because I know Nova's tiny bum couldn't do this.
Oops, got your coping skills. Now let's see what we got. That's not a coping skill.
That's a good question.